Okay guys, so I'm only going to record video for chemical properties of alkenes. Okay, so in this part of alkenes, we know that alkenes are non-polar and saturated hydrocarbons without any functional group. So maksudnya, why is it like that? Because carbon dengan hydrogen, dia punya electronegativity is almost the same. So therefore, it is not that not really a polar bond lah, walaupun dia lain atoms. Okay, so that makes alkenes very non-reactive and almost generally inert towards any chemical reagents. Okay, so maksudnya dia tak sangat reaktif macam um, other functional groups. Okay, so there are two chemical reactions in alkenes, dua saja. So this one is combustion, senang je. Halogenation ni, you have three steps and you have to know the reaction mechanism. Okay, yang lukis-lukis curly arrow tu. Alright, so for combustion of alkenes is easy. You only need to know that there are combustion of alkenes can occur in two conditions, whether in excess oxygen or limited oxygen. The difference is that when you have a lot of oxygen, excess of oxygen, you will produce carbon dioxide and water. So basically, you just have to know how to balance your equation, okay? And then in limited oxygen, tak cukup oxygen, you will form carbon monoxide and water, okay? So basically, ini simple je for combustion of alkenes. Okay, and then we will move on to now halogenation. Halogenation maksudnya menghalogenkan. So, the type of reaction is a free radical substitution reaction because that means that you're going to substitute in a free radical to replace your hydrogen. Okay, the name of the reaction is halogenation. Name, ini type of reaction. Okay, so generally, when alkene react with halide molecules in the presence of inert solvent and UV, whether it is heat or light, okay, you will produce a monosubstituted haloalkane. So maksudnya dalam awak punya haloalkane ni ada satu X, ada satu halogen and its byproduct HX. Ini adalah byproduct. Okay. Lagi satu, from the general equation of for halogenation of alkenes, you know that you must apply UV. Okay, why? This is for you to form free radicals by homolytic cleavage. So UV will supply energy, okay, in order for homolytic cleavage to occur lah. Okay, alright. So that is halogenation of alkenes. Okay. So let's say, for example, they ask you to draw the product of the following reactions. Okay. So here you have apa ni? 2C maksudnya ethane kan? So when ethane react with Br2 in the presence of this inert solvent dichloro methane and UV, you will form this haloalkane, primary haloalkane. Okay, CH3CH2Br, bromoethane with byproduct HBr. Okay, alright. So you will form only one product, which is a monosubstituted haloalkane. Yang ni, dua ni. Because all of the hydrogens are identical. So that means that when all the hydrogen is identical, let's say H ni dengan H ni both are primary hydrogen, okay, you will form only one product, okay, a monosubstituted haloalkane. Okay, so macam ni pun all this hydrogen kalau awak tengok they are the same primary hydrogen, so you will form one product that is a monosubstituted haloalkane. Okay, alright, so awak tak ada major nor minor product since all of the hydrogen is the same. Okay, bila kita boleh dapat major and minor product? Okay, kita tengok lepas ni, okay, bukan yang ni lagi. So, if the reaction continues, all hydrogen atoms in alkene will be replaced by bromine atom, okay. Ni ada 4 hydrogen ni kan, so if you continue this reaction, awak akan dapat a mixture of haloalkenes lah. Okay, ada different haloalkenes, ni byproduct. Okay. Okay, ini. So, if the alkene is propane, maksudnya propane macam ni kan. 1 bromopropane and 2 bromopropane are formed. So, maksudnya you can get a major and minor product. So, why do we form these two kinds of haloalkene? Kenapa bukan satu je? Because if you look here, this hydrogen is a primary, this one is a primary hydrogen, okay? This one is a secondary hydrogen, and this one is primary hydrogen, okay? So you have different classes of hydrogen because you have different classes of carbon, okay? So when you have different classes of these atoms, okay, when you undergo halogenation, okay, you will form a major product and a minor product. The difference is that the major product here, 2 bromopropane, here, 2 bromopropane, it is actually more stable than 1 bromopropane. Okay, because since 2 bromopropane is formed from stable secondary free radical, while 1 bromopropane is from one primary free radical. So, yang lebih stable ni, okay, your 2 bromopropane, your major product, it is lebih banyak formed because it is more stable. Okay, yang ni pula minor product ni, dia lebih sikit because it is formed from a primary free radical. Okay, so awak akan form lebih sikit lah. Okay, so itu bila awak ada different classes of hydrogen, okay, in your alkene. Alright, so boleh ada major minor product. Ini nama dia byproduct, okay, macam side product, macam side dish macam tu. Alright, so now we are going to look at the reaction mechanism for halogenation of alkenes. So this is your first mechanism that you will learn. Okay, mechanism is a step-by-step description of what happens in your reactions. When you convert your reactants, sampailah dia jadi product. Okay, so what happens in between daripada sini sampai sini? So what happens here? So mechanism will show everything. Intermediate, transition states, how your nucleic arrows, how your electrons move, okay? Tapi awak tak boleh lah pakai taram je mechanism ni. There are steps, okay? Alright, so for halogenation of alkenes, there are 3 steps, okay? So halogenation reaction ni dia adalah chain reaction. Maksudnya dia bersambung. So it will start with first chain initiating step. This step will start or trigger your chain reaction. Rantaian of reactions ni, okay? So how do we trigger awak punya reaction? You must have a reactive intermediate, something yang unstable yang nak sangat react. Okay, so you will form reactive intermediate in your chain initiating step. Okay. Second step is chain propagating step. So what is propagate? Okay. Chain propagating step is dalam step ni your reactive intermediate tadi tu, it will be continuously regenerated. So maksudnya kan contoh awak ada free radical, okay, awak akan balik-balik buat ni, okay, awak akan repeat the steps banyak-banyak buat je awak punya reactive intermediate tu, okay, ni maksudnya awak repeat. Finally, you have chain terminating step. So maksudnya awak nak terminate this chain, awak nak stop this chain. So you don't want to have any more reactions lah. So in this step, your reactive intermediate tadi tu, it will be destroyed or become inactive. So maksudnya daripada dia contoh ada macam ni, you have your free radical yang sangat reactive, awak akan react it together to form a neutral molecule. Okay, awak dapat balik chlorine molecule. So dari situ you will stop having your reactive intermediate lah. So lepas tu nanti awak akan stop the chain reaction lah and ending the chain. Okay, alright. So for example, let's use this reaction here where you have methane reacting with a chlorine molecule, okay, under these conditions, okay, in the presence of your inert solvent CH2Cl2. Dia inert solvent, so dia tak take part in your mechanism, okay. So ini UV, you have to supply heat or light in order to form your free radicals, okay, because you want to have homolytic cleavage in order to make free radical, okay. So you will form chloromethane dengan your byproduct HCl, right. So ini semua awak punya hydrogen is primary hydrogen. So maksudnya awak akan dapat monosubstituted haloalkane. So maksudnya ada satu je Cl, okay. Awak substitute satu je Cl, right. Alright, so let's start the first step, chain initiating step. So for this step, okay, you will start with creating your free radicals. Okay, so what will we create our free radicals with? We will use our chlorine molecule. So first of all, awak tahu kan yang ni homolytic fission, homolytic cleavage. So you will just perform that. Okay, half-headed arrow. Okay, so in the presence of UV, memanglah awak akan undergo homolytic cleavage. So and then you will form your free radicals, chlorine free radicals. Okay, you will get 2. So ini adalah chlorine free radicals. They are very reactive. So now we have our reactive intermediate. Okay, ini awak boleh baca lah sendiri. Okay, so now that we have our very reactive intermediates, kita akan go to the next step, okay, which involves hydrogen abstraction by a chlorine atom. Hydrogen abstraction tu maksudnya macam contoh kalau teeth abstraction awak cabut gigi. Ini awak cabut hydrogen menggunakan chlorine atom. Okay. Sekejap, ini salah ni. Ni sebenarnya chlorine free radical. Okay. So awak dah produce your chlorine free radical in step 1. Okay. So you will react your chlorine free radical dengan awak punya alkane, which is methane. Okay. So kita akan use this step to create more reactive intermediates. Maksudnya more free radicals. So agak-agak what will happen? What will happen? We will form. Okay, ambil je ni. Okay, jangan lupa lagi satu akan go to carbon. So what will you get? You will form HCl and methyl free radical. Okay, awak ada HCl dengan methyl free radical. Okay, so sekarang kita ada methyl free radical dah. Alright, so this step produces a molecule of hydrogen chloride and methyl free radical. Alright, so chain propagating step ni, it doesn't stop here. Okay, we will continue making even more to produce more reactive intermediates. Alright, okay, so apa yang kita dah ada tadi, we have our highly reactive methyl free radical. Okay, this will react with chlorine molecule by extracting chlorine atom. So maksudnya abstracting maksudnya dia akan cabut satu chlorine atom and react with itself lah. Okay, what happens now? You will, okay, dalam this reaction mechanism semua awak guna half-headed curly arrow. Okay, okay, sebab kita involve free radicals. So what will you get? You will get this. What is this? This is chloromethane. And you will form chlorine free radical. Okay. So this step here, awak dah guna awak punya free radical yang awak form tadi. And then to form lebih lagi chlorine free radical. So this step produces a molecule of chloromethane, one of the ultimate products of the reaction. So ini adalah awak punya product lah. Okay. Awak punya main product. And a chlorine free radical. So the chlorine free radical can now cause a repetition of step 2. So propagation step, awak akan guna balik awak punya free radical ni and then react lagi dengan awak punya methane and then produce more free radicals. Okay. Sebab ini adalah propagation step, dia memang akan merebakkan lebih. Dia kasih this chain going. Alright. So sampai satu tahap, okay, kita dah produce dah kita punya produk tadi, chloromethane. Okay. Sampai satu tahap, awak punya reaction, okay, awak punya chain ni, it will want to stop. So step 3 is the chain terminating stop. That means that stop pula. Chain terminating step. So you will terminate your chain. How do we terminate our chains? Okay. In this step, all the free radicals, it will combine with one another to form a neutral species. Okay. So kita nak stop our chain. Okay. Terminate our chain. So we will use up our reactive intermediates yang free radicals tu. Okay. So that means apa free radical yang kita ada tadi, kita akan react dia dengan itself. So contoh chlorine free radical here, awak react dengan each other and then you will form Cl2. Okay. Apa lagi? So macam ni, awak ada methyl free radical, awak akan react it with each other. Macam ni. Okay. And then you will form ethane. Okay. Apa lagi? Lagi satu. Jangan lupa. Awak boleh react awak punya CH3 free radical with your chlorine free radical. Okay. So in this step, awak akan ni lah, musnahkan semua free radical lah. Okay. Dia akan react with each other. So awak berhenti awak punya chain reaction ni. Okay. Macam tu je. So those are the steps for your halogenation of alkane. Okay. Reaction mechanism. Alright. Okay. So remember, okay, arrows ni single-headed arrow. Single pula. Inilah double-headed arrow dengan half-headed arrow. Always shows the direction of movement of electrons. Macam mana awak punya electron move dari siapa ke siapa. Okay. So this arrow, it shows the movement of unpaired electrons. Maksudnya satu je elektron. Satu biji elektron. So double barbed arrows ni, it shows the attack or movement of an electron pair. That means dua biji elektron. Satu, a pair of electrons. Okay. So awak kena biasakan lah bila awak draw reaction mechanisms. Alright, I think that's all for halogenation of alkenes. So I hope you understand. See you in class. Thank you. Bye.